Hello YouTube. I am here trying to record this for the second time because let's just say the first time didn't went very well. I am here bringing you the deck that has been my favorite to play from like the latest box, which is White Forest Azamina. The deck is very synergistic. It's definitely feels better to play than the toy box version. Uh, of course, the toy box version has its upsides, but this version has way more upsides. And also I'm playing the Fiendsmith cards because, you know, they're cool, they're level 6, level 6 plus 4 equals Baron is good card, anyways. So yeah, also quick reminder, I am recording this on the day of my birthday, so if you would, wish me a happy birthday in the comments, I would be very happy if you did so. You don't need to, just a quick reminder. Yeah, that's it. So, let me just begin, right? The White Forest cards, you're probably, somewhat familiar with them, but I am willing to try and quickly summarize what each of them does. So, Stellar is your best starter by far. She has a problem of being very vulnerable to interruption because she can be ashed, she can be veilered, she can even be called by if she uses her second effect. She can be impermed, all those stuff. Even if she gets ghost belt, it's a not ghost belt, ghost ogres. It's a problem. She can also get ghost belt. So yeah, she's like very vulnerable to a lot of entraps, but like she's good enough that you want to play her a lot. I play three of her. Some people only play one, but I really like to have her as a starter. So yeah, I like playing a lot of her. Three of her because also she's very cute. Look at her. She's so cute. How would I not play three of her? So, for her effects, she can, of course, both of them are hard ones. That's normal. You can send a spell trap from your hand or field to the graveyard, and special a light spellcaster tuner from your deck, which in this deck will mostly of like all of the time be your Sylvie. There are some variations of this deck that I myself like to play, where you can play something like Quam or Cartesia to go into like some branded lines, but you don't need to do that. Just stick to the basics. It's good enough. Now, for her second effect, uh, if a spell or trap is sent to your graveyard to activate a monster effect, well, this is in your graveyard. You can just special her. It's very good. It's a free body. It's like a free body. Yeah, she herself is like 3 material plus stuff from your deck. It's very good. It would mostly trigger her off of Rutshella's effect that discards the spell or trap. All of the White Forest monsters, their main gimmick is to discard spells and traps to activate stuff, and then like the spells and traps, Tails, Woes, and Apes, which is considered as a White Forest card, they all, when they are sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, they set themselves. That's, their main gimmick. That's how they work. So yeah, Azala, the best starter in the deck by far. Now, let's go for the actual best starter in the deck, which is Elzat. She's similar to a Stellar, except that she does not eat up your normal summon. Well, she will eat up your normal summon, just her herself will not eat up your normal summon. She can discard a spell or trap from your hand, very important. She activates this from your hand, discards it, and then special summons herself and adds a White Forest monster from your deck to your hand. This can be your LZ, will most of the time be your LZ, and can also be your Sylvie if you don't have her yet. Can be your Ruchian, because she's just a fairly good extender. Yeah, that's her target. She's also really good. These two are your best starters by far. Now, LZ, Azamina of the White Forest, is the card that ties the deck together with the Azamina cards. She can reveal herself in your hand, special, a White Forest or Azamina from your hand, that can be herself, and will most of the time be herself. She's like an extender first off, and then like she can either fuse an Azamina from your extra deck by using materials on your hand or field. That doesn't need to be herself, by the way, but will mostly be herself because she's an Azamina monster, and you don't play any other Azamina main deck monsters to fuse with. So yeah. But the effect the effect that I use the most is the second one, which is if she's sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can add a Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand, which you will be adding your Wanted, to add your Diabell Star, to then get Why Did I Take That Off of My Extra Deck, come back, which you will be adding your Deception, that will be getting you into your Azamina engine. So yeah, this card is like the primary means of getting to your Azamina stuff. So now, Ash, of course, Ash. Sylvie. Sylvie is your... She's also a starter, but she's not as good as of a starter as the others, but you play 3 of her because you kinda wanna open her. So yeah, if she's normal or special, you can add the White Forest spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Mostly it will be Tails and or Wolves, it will depend on the situation, but mostly Tails. Yeah, and also if she's in the graveyard, you can target a White Forest synchro you control or in your graveyard. Please do the ones from your graveyard. And return it to the extra deck and special her, but negate her effects. This effect is really good. It allows for her to be an extra body. It's good, yeah. It also serves as imperm protection if you... because if she's in your graveyard and you summon your synchro, right? If they try to imperm your synchro, you can just Sylvie, return her to the extra deck, return your synchro, either your Rochella or Silvera, or even your Diabell sometimes. You can just return them to the extra and special her, and the imperm will just, you know, not do anything. So yeah, that's like also hand trap protection. It's fairly useful on its own regard. Now for Rukia, I don't know how to pronounce this. She's like the worst of the White Forest cards, but she's still good. So if you control a White Forest monster, you can special her from hand for free. This is usually what you add when you already have all your pieces together. She's just, you know, a free level Fortuner that you can use for whatever you want. Now she can send a spell or trap from your hand or field to the graveyard to draw a card. This is useful if you're like, you know, if you break or what, you can just, you know, have another chance at playing the game. And she has the same effect as Sylvie, whereas if she's in your graveyard, you can target a White Forest synchro. You control in your graveyard, shuffle into the extra, and if you do, special her but negate her effect. Yeah. You know, this is like the White Forest monsters. Now let's get for the White Forest spells and traps first, before I explain you like the remainder of the deck. Now, Tails is it's not that good of a card honestly, but it works, you know. So if you control an illusion or a spellcaster, you can add a White Forest from the deck to your hand. And if it's sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, you can set it. So yeah, this is... Of course, this is not a starter, because it requires you to control an illusion or spellcaster, so yeah. You have to, you know, control something to use it. It's, you know, it's clunky to use, that's why you only play one off, because you start it off of Sylvie. But yeah, this card is decent, you know. It's mostly a combo piece more than a starter. Now let's go for Woes, which is our latest White Forest card. Woes. This card is okay. It's a very different piece of interaction from what you're used to in normal decks. So it can summon a White Forest from your hand or deck, and then immediately you can synchro White Forest synchro. If it's sent to your graveyard to activate a monster effect, you can set it, blah blah. Same as always. You will mostly be using this to summon your Silvera on your opponent's turn, because she has an effect that, you know, will get there, but you probably already read it. So yeah. It's very good, it gets you to stuff from your deck. Also, I forgot to mention, because I'm stupid. LZ has a very good effect that during your opponent's turn, if a light spellcaster junior is special to your field, which includes the effect of your woes, you can just get her back to hand and recycle her. So yeah, that's something I forgot to mention in the intro, that this deck is very, very grindy. Like, it's a combo deck, yeah, but like all the pieces recycle themselves, you know? So yeah, that's another strength of this deck that I forgot to mention. But that's also here. So yeah, let's go for the 8th, which is a honorable White Forest card. You can target stuff on the field up to the number of Fusion and Seekers on your field and or graveyard that are Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster, which will mostly be like, your Diabel, one of your fusions, if not both, and like, of course, the Fiendsmith stuff, they are Fiends and Fusions, so yeah. So this will usually be like 3 to 4 cards that you can just, return to hand, either as a sim effect that if sent to the graveyard, to activate the monster effect, you can set it. Yeah, let's go for the other part. Of course, the Fiendsmith stuff, it's not so usual, not so usual yet, but I think this will become, just a staple for the future. Double Engraver, 1 Lurry, and 1 Tract. This is, of course, your Fiendsmith package. You can go into this from your extra deck by your moon. Well, yeah, Engraver, can discard itself, add a Fiendsmith Pelor Trap, and if it's in the graveyard, you can shuffle a Light Fiend from your deck or extra deck, and special it, him. And also it also has removal for some reason. You can target the Fiendsmith equip card you control. This is very good. And then monster on the field, send it into graveyard. It's very good because your Requiem can equip himself to your engraver, and you can just use it to break apart their board. It's like it comes in handy sometimes. Now, of course, your Lurry, when it's discarded to the graveyard, special it, and you will discard it by courtesy of your Tract. That adds any Light Fiend from your deck to your hand, and then you discard a card, and you can banish it from your graveyard to fusion a Fiendsmith from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Yeah. That's pretty good card we have here. Yeah, this is your Fiendsmith package. I will get into the extra deck monsters in a second. Let me just first talk about the Azamina stuff. So, Azamina stuff. Let's start by the non-Azamina cards that get you into your Azamina stuff, which is like wanted, that you will be searching by courtesy of your LZ. So yeah, you wanted, it adds a Diabel Star from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and also you can banish it from your graveyard, target to one of your Sinful Spoils, except another copy of itself, but it's at 1, so it doesn't matter. Place it on the bottom of your deck and then you draw a card. So yeah, it's also draw power. 1 off because it's limited, or else you would probably play 3 of this. So yeah, this gets you to your Diabel Star. Which, I mean, you're probably familiar with her, but she can send a card from your hand or field to the graveyard to special herself. Reminder, this does not trigger your White Forest second effect, your White Forest Speller Trap second effect, because it's not sent to activate an effect, so yeah, keep that in mind. And yeah, when she's summoned, you can set a Sinful Spoil Speller Trap directly from your deck. And also, she has another effect that honestly does not matter. So yeah, I'm not even gonna bother reading it, because it doesn't matter at all. So yeah, the card that you will be setting with this in this deck is Deception of the Sinful Spoils, which can tribute a monster from your hand or field, usually your Diabel Star that you used to get to it in the first place, and add 1 Azamina card from your deck to your hand. She has another effect that honestly doesn't matter much. It matters more these times because Exodia is sort of popular on ranked, and they lose a bunch of life points. So yeah, it can matter sometimes, but mostly it doesn't matter. And during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there from the spawn traps on this turn while face up, you can set it. Yeah, it also recurs itself. Yeah, all of this deck, they all like recur themselves. The pieces all like, you know, shuffle themselves back and all. It's very good. Now let's go for the card that you'll be searching with this, which will be the Hallowed Azamina, that can reveal an Azamina fusion from your extra deck, and for every 4 levels it has, rounding down, which means that, for example, if it's a level 6 fusion, you will only count it as 4 levels. You can send one Sinful Spells cards from your hand or field to the graveyard. If it's waste, you reveal it. Then special summon that revealed monster. It's treated as a fusion summon. And if it's in your graveyard, you can target an Azamina you control in your graveyard, you can shuffle it into the deck and add it to your hand. Remembering, the first effect is not once per turn, so yeah. You can just, you know, summon 2 fusions. So and you will of course be sending the card you used to search it, which is Deception. So yeah, now let's get into our latest card, which is Morian. I'm still unsure about this, but it's a card that you can use. This is Book of Moon, basically. Special summon monster in the field changes to face on defense position, but if you control level for a illusion monster, while it's in your graveyard, you can set this card, but you banish it when it leaves the field. So yeah, quickly reminder, if you send this with the Hallowed Azamina, it won't summon a fusion if it's set by her effect. Don't ask me how I discovered that, trust me, it doesn't work. So yeah. You know, it's a card you can play. This is probably the most cuttable card. You can just substitute this for anything you like. But yeah, I'm playing this because, you know, I didn't feel the need to take it out yet. So let's go for our extra deck, right? Let's start by the Azamina monsters we'll be fusion summoning, which are Illa Sylvia and Murcielago. Murcielago is the one that you're probably going into the most often, although you're going to do into both often. Illusion plus Light Spellcaster, or summon it with the Hallowed Azamina. This, when it's fusion summoned, you can add an Azamina or Sinful Spells card from your deck to your hand. That's what matters. And also, if it's just a battle of or card effect, you can add a Sinful spell from your deck to your hand. You know, just even more, you know, consistency. This card gets you from your Azamina stuff into your White Forest stuff, provided you already have a tuner. Or gets you into your Diabellstar stuff as well. So yeah, this card it's a good card. It's also level 6, non-tuner, which means that it plus like a Sylvie or a Ruchia equals a Baron, or like a Stop, or a Chaos Angel if you'd like. Yeah, that's that. Illa Sylvia, also, it inflicts double damage, except herself. Makes your Azamina guys inflict double damage except herself, so yeah, this doesn't matter. So yeah, she has the same effect of when destroyed, she can add a Sinful Spoils trap from deck to your hand. This, she has a spell. This is a trap. But yeah, the effect that matters, it's when your opponent activates something, you can just tribute her to negate it. This is good. If you can bring this on your board early, it's good because it's of course can end up negating an Ibiru or something like that. It's valuable, and you can just shuffle it back with the Hallowed Azamina. You know. Now let's go for the Fiendsmith fusions. This is, you know, this is the usual. Lacrima, you go into it if you want to, like, you know, win. You can just, if it's fusion summoned, you can target one of your Light Fiends that is banished in your graveyard, add it to your hand or special summon it. Will mostly be your engraver. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you can just shuffle another Light Fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck or extra deck, and inflict 1 point okay damage to your opponents. Just burn them. It sort of matters because sometimes you cannot get lethal on field, so yeah, having the little burn to finish off your opponent it comes in handy sometimes. Now Desiree, Engraver plus 2 Light Fiends, and negates the effects of a number of face-up cards on your field up to the total of link rating of link monsters equipped to this card until the end of this turn. This is definitely a tongue twister. But yeah, it's like it will mostly negate 2 cards, courtesy of sequence equipping itself to it. Yeah, and also if it's sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle Cycle Light Fiend into your deck or extra deck, and then just send a card on the field to the graveyard. It also floats, yeah. Oh, let's go for your synchro monsters. Richella, she is the one you're going into the most often. She can, if it's a special summon, send a spell or trap from your hand or field to the graveyard, and then add a White Forest card or a Light Spellcaster from your deck to your hand. So yeah, she can add like any one of your White Forest monsters that you're in need of, or mostly Woes, which will be your target for it most of the time. Yeah, then let's go for... Also, she has a little effect where Illusion and Spellcaster Synchros you control gain 500 attack, and they can't be destroyed by card effect. So yeah, this is good because she cannot be like, for example, Ghost Belled. Now let's go for Diabel. Diabel can... she's like the one you want to go to. She's the closest to the boss monster of the White Forest archetype. If it's synchro using a tuner synchro, which will be using your cello, she's a tuner. If it's someone using a tuner synchro, you cannot send. If it's synchro someone using a tuner synchro, you can target a spell trap in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can add a lot of stuff. You can add something that you've discarded twice already, or like maybe an Imperum that you have discarded for like LZ or something. She can add it back. So yeah, it's recovery. And if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can just send a spell or trap from your hand or field to the graveyard special, a level 7 or lower tuner synchro from your extra deck, graveyard, or banishment. I really like to summon Formula Synchron with this to, quick synchro into Baron. So yeah, but you don't need to, you can just use Silvera. I just really like having the Formula Synchron. Speaking of her, Silvera. Silvera, it's the one that you'll be summoning the more often off of your Woes. And she can, if special summon, she can just, book your opponent's entire field. If they're playing a Link deck, this is very likely to win you the duel on the spot. And also, Illusion and Spellcasters gain 500 attack, and they inflict double piercing damage. So yeah, it's pretty cool. She is very aggressive. She is very useful for OTKs because she will, book your opponent's monsters and then just make your guys inflict double piercing, which will very likely win you the game if you resolve her, depending on the game state. Okay, now Baron, you're probably already used to her. Chaos Angel, same thing. Now Requiem, of course, part of the Fiendsmith engine. You can it's one Light Fiend, usually your Lurry or your Engraver, or also your Moon sometimes if you have the materials for it. Requiem, of course, can tribute itself to Special Engraver from your deck. Not only Engraver, but you can only Special Engraver currently, until we get Lacrima at least. Special Fiendsmith from your deck, and also it equips itself from the graveyard, which is useful mostly for the Engraver's middle effect that can just that's removal. There's that. Now SP, usual card. Now Moon of the Closed Heaven. This is here. Her effect literally does not matter. She's here because she's a very generic monster. Also, hi, Fling Chainsaws V2. I am currently recording a video. Say hi to YouTube if you would like. She uses to affect monsters, but she's here mostly because she's a generic Light Fiend that you can just straight up go into. And yeah, you just use her to go into Requiem and that's it. She doesn't have any other purpose other than that. Now let's go for Sequence. Sequence is probably the best piece of your Fiendsmith engine. It can just fusion summon a Fiend Fusion from your deck by shuffling stuff from your graveyard into the deck. It fusions by recycling, I don't know why, but it does. So yeah, you will mostly use this to either go into your Desirae or go into your Lacrima if you want to somehow go into a rank 6 that I don't play in my variant, but you could play. So yeah, that's it. It can also it also gives the equipped monster targeted protection because it can equip itself from the graveyard or field to a Fiendsmith fusion. Not Fiendsmith, but non-link light Fiend monster you control, which is mostly Desirae. So yeah, just that. So yeah, this was the deck profile. Not deck profile, more like explanation of the cards. I will be probably recording a combo video on this deck, so yeah, check it out whenever you want to. This video is getting very long, I believe, so yeah, I don't think a combo video fits in here anymore. So yeah, I will be recording a combo video for this deck. If you'd like to watch it, you know, subscribe and all that stuff. Also, bye bye. That's it, YouTube.